What is up, y'all? We are back for the final Baddies Midwest video, which is going to be my final report cards. I didn't grade them per se. I just put them in order from my favorite to least favorite as a whole as the season. When I say as a whole, this is, first of all, let me just make it clear. It's my list, my opinions. Yes, I'm biased to my opinions. So you're probably not going to agree with my list. Some people probably won't. And they're going to let me know down there in the comments. But, I mean, I don't care. Like, this is my list. If you want to make your list, make your list. Create your channel, make your own list. But this is mine. This is based off of the season as a whole. It's also, the reunion is also combined in this decision to make where I put them. And it's for my personal preference. Based off a multitude of things, I'm going to explain it as we get to each girl. But this is how I feel about them after this season. And who I feel performed the best, who I like the best, for what reasons, we're going to talk about it. But if you're new here, subscribe, do that, thumbs up the video, drop a comment down below, keep it respectful. Drop a comment down below, let me know what y'all think, who y'all's are favorites, how you would rank yours, and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to get behind this camera, and we about to break this stuff down. Let's go. All right, y'all. So as you see here, we have the full cast. We have the additions, the guest additions. They're also added in here as well. They'll be ranked within these girls that are here. As you see here is the main cast. And we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go from my least favorite to my MVP of the season. The first one we have, no shock here. I had to put Yoshi here. I'm like, when I sat and thought about it, there's a lot of girls that I dislike more than I dislike her. I feel like she didn't give us anything. That's the whole thing. She didn't give us anything to make you dislike her, truthfully. Granted, when she jumped Summer at the beginning, well, I don't say she jumped. She wanted to fight Summer for no reason. That was weird. But other than that, Yoshi wasn't a bad person. Like, you can tell she wasn't a bad person. She didn't come out of her face. She wasn't doing too much after that. She wasn't trying to jump in front of the camera. So it's like, I can't fault her for that, but from an entertainment factor, she wasn't that. But that's how we'll move to the next one. Not too much to say about Yoshi. She wasn't there. Pretty much the entire season. When she was there, she wasn't really known. You didn't feel her presence. So that's why she's last. We'll move on to the bully. She is definitely down here because just from a moral compass, I just don't respect her. I don't respect how she operates. If she would have taken accountability for how she acted and the way she treated Slim and her part in their whole situation, maybe she could have gotten up a little bit higher. But this woman's very insecure. That's just the best way to really describe her. She's insecure, and I would like to hope that she would find that security within herself as she is in her 30s. But Rolly has moments where she's funny. She has moments where she's tolerable. She has moments where she tells the truth. But she always has those moments that are very, very nasty, which counteract those positives in a way that it just, like, if you put it on a tipping scale, her negatives far outweigh the positives. So that's why she's always going to be down here. The next one is Biggie. She's a punk. You already know that. I've always said that. If you're not new to me, you already know I'm not a fan of her. She, granted, even though she got in the field a little bit this season, she didn't do it when she needed to. She's not a good friend. If you want to ask me, she's not. Like, Anna's whole reasoning for not being friends with her nowadays is completely valid because I feel Anna where she's coming from. Like, we talked about this the last couple weeks. With the whole jumping in the fights and stuff, I don't want anybody to be jumped. But if your friend is fighting and they're getting jumped or even getting tag teamed, the least you can do is be there to try and stop it. Nobody's saying you have to fight, but at the least you can do is stop the fight, or at least try to. She wasn't even around Anna the entire reunion. She was hiding behind a pregnant woman. All of that is whack to me. That's why she's as far as she is. Biggie, like I said, she has moments where she can be funny as well. But again, the negatives outweigh the positives. So we'll move to the next one. This girl, even though she's this far from me, I won't discredit what she's brought to the season. If Summer was not on this season, we probably wouldn't have the show that we had. A lot of the drama would not have happened if it wasn't for her. That's not taken away from what she contributed to the show. I just didn't like it. I didn't. Yes, at the beginning of the season, I found her quite humorous because I thought she was younger than she is. I thought she was in her early 20s, like 21. And when you put it into perspective that she is a 29-year-old woman doing the things that she does, you never win with me. And then the things that she does, the things that she says, if she hits below the belt, she hits at levels that you would think, considering her experiences, she wouldn't even go towards. But that's just a testament to who she is as a person. Me personally, I judge people that back and support her and say, oh, well, you should just look at it from an entertainment perspective. So you find being a horrible human being. And when I say a horrible human being, the things that she says, you find that entertaining? I don't. I mean, I'm glad you do for you, but for me, I don't welcome those type of people around me. But yeah, that's why she's there. We know she's going to be back. She is back. She's in Africa. She'll probably be back for multiple seasons, but I won't be because I don't want to subscribe to that anymore. That's just, no. But we'll move on to the next. The next is Jaden. Jaden is this low because she didn't really contribute much to the season. I did like the energy she brought to the reunion. I like the fact that she was against the jumping. I like the fact that she was willing to get in the field when somebody was jumping somebody that she actually fucked with. That's what you're supposed to do, Biggie. If Biggie took note from what Jaden did, she probably wouldn't be as low as she is. But that's all I really got to say about Jaden. We're going to move to this girl, Lex, who her fans, they love to come over here to me, whether they hate me, which I doubt that they do, because if you did, why are you always looking for what I have to say? But they watch my videos, like the Brooke Ashley said today on Twitter, which I've been saying for a while. But shout out to them, though. Y'all come back every single video, getting in the comments, thumbsing down the videos, watching all the video, which means you're seeing all the ads. You're down there in the comments giving me engagement, even though you tell me you don't like me and you don't like what I'm saying and I'm a hater and da-da-da-da-da. You're still contributing to the revenue over here. But enough of that. Lex, like I said, Lex came on the show. I liked Lex from what I saw from the beginning because she showed signs of just being a wholehearted good person. Like, do I believe deep down that she is a good person? I do. It's just she's a follower. She doesn't have a mind of her own. She came on the show wanting to pick with somebody because, in my opinion, she was, as we all know, she's a fan of the show. She was in them comments. She saw a lot of the fans did not like said person. She, I guess, related to it because we know she's of Mexican descent, which is Hispanic descent. She came on the show wanting to defend two Hispanic women for, quote unquote, being bullied, which is bullshit because both of them did things that required said person to do what she did to both of them. But you wanted to come on the show and you wanted to get a storyline. You wanted to get in good with the fans by picking at the one girl that the majority of the fans did not like unjustly. And that's what she did. Not only that, she continued to do it throughout the season. She also started picking with other people for no reason. And she looks for moments. And if we're going to keep it real, y'all want to start calling somebody bullying. When you look at bullying is targeted harassment. So, meaning you're harassing somebody. And when I say harassing, whether that's physical or verbal, she pressed and used her dominance to her advantage. She wanted to continue to fight people that she knew she could beat. Let's just keep it real. We all know she was going to beat everybody that she fought at that reunion. So for her to continue to do it, to me, if y'all want to call that bullying, if y'all want to call what y'all call bullying, does that not apply? But like I said, all in all, Lex, she had potential. I feel like she could possibly end up tapping into that potential later on. But I guess y'all will see. I won't see, but we'll see. But that's why she's this low. I'm not a fan. I was a fan. I'm not a fan. But maybe she'll grow up. She is young. Maybe she'll grow into her own and truly be who she is meant to be. But only time will tell. But I don't hate the girl. I don't like her, but I don't hate the girl. I don't hate anybody that I don't know. But we'll move on. Slim. Slim is this low because Slim, I mean, you put yourself in this position. Yes, you definitely were bullied, and everything that was done to you was not right. Regardless of what factor you played into it, right is right and wrong is wrong, and everything that they did to you was wrong. Rolly, wrong. Summer, wrong. So that's essentially that. But the reason why she's so low is because she loves to put herself in situations for this type of stuff to happen. Summer coming to that reunion and apologizing to her, and you can't see what I'm doing back here, but I'm doing air quotes. Because we all know she's going to do it again. You can't do and say the things that Summer has said and done to Slim and get any type of forgiveness from me. And from what I know, from what I saw on one of the T pages probably a week or two ago, her and Summer are following each other on Instagram and stuff. So that just means that I don't know. Slim just kind of falls into a category of abusive relationships. Like the way she still loves Rolly after Rolly's done everything that she's done to her, how she wants to seemingly be friends with Summer. It's just like a lot of weird stuff. And with that, you just can't get high on my ratings. But next, we have Emma. Emma is as high as she is because of this reunion. I like the fact that she took accountability for where she came on the show, picking with people for no reason, and wanting to say because somebody's boring, she wanted to fight. She actually owned up to the fact that, yes, she was wrong for doing what she did. Her and Scotty are on good terms now. I feel like Emma could have did better. I feel like Emma could have been better. I feel like she probably would have been a lot more better received if she didn't come on the show doing what she did. But that's all I really got to say about her. We'll move to Akbar. She's pretty high. The fact that I'm sitting here thinking about it now, I'm like, she is high, but the people that are below her, in my opinion, deserve to be below her. I'm not a big fan of Akbar. There's a lot of things I don't like about her. She wasn't very present in the season. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Out of all the newbies or the special guests, she's definitely one of the ones that made her presence a little bit more known, even though she was missing from a lot of the episodes. But that's all I really got for her, too. I don't really have too many thoughts on her. But we'll move to Tinkerbell. Tinkerbella's right here. Tinkerbell is Tinkerbell. She always do the most. She did the most a lot this season. She didn't have any storylines. She tried to force storylines with Akbar and Paula and Tommy. But apart from that, Tinkerbell really didn't have anything else going on, which is why she's right here. But next we got the boss lady, Natalie Nun. Natalie Nun didn't really have a storyline this season, but her mess, she's always delivering mess. Whether it's in your face or whether we have to look through the crevices to see her doing it, she's doing it. That's why she's as high as she is, because even though she don't have a storyline, she's still doing something on the show. She's still egging stuff on. She's still moving storylines on. Her and Scotty eventually had their issue again, which is starting to seem like it's a seasonal thing. They always have an issue on every single season. But Natalie, like I said, I feel like Natalie needs to get behind the camera. But we all know Natalie's not going to do that because Natalie is a narcissist. Natalie loves being on TV. And she will probably be on TV until she dies. That's just the only way I can put it. Next, Dolly. Dolly is right here because Dolly, I feel like out of that trio, again, I feel like has the most potential. I feel like she has the most potential on paper. She is the baddie of that trio. Looking at her, for the most part, she knows how to dress. She knows how to look good for the most part. She has moments where she shows true baddie potential, but then she has moments where she shows whack saddy behavior. Like, it's just weird. Excuse me, I almost choked. As she likes to start fights with people just for no reason, just to get a moment. That type of stuff is weird. That stuff is weird. And that's just really what it comes down to. Like, if she just actually lived her life and just was herself, not forcing issues. If somebody starts an issue with you, then you can handle that business. But if she does that, then she'll be fine. But that's all I really got for her, too. Jayla is this low because Jayla, them hands was not hands in this season. I don't know. You just getting older, I guess. And I feel like with her losing to Lex, I feel like that did a number on her. I feel like it's made her hesitate. She's made some very questionable decisions that are not normal Jayla characteristics that we have grown to know. Like the spitting with Lex, the biting. All of that is uncharacteristic for Jayla, which I know she's hit rock bottom when it comes to reality TV, and I feel like I'm glad she's no longer on it anymore. I'm glad she's getting back to her normal life, which is what's needed. Because I know at the core, Jayla's a good person. That's why I love Jayla. I have a lot of her traits that I see. I align a lot with, which is why I always see her perspective for the most part. Yes, there's moments where she disappointed me this season, and y'all know, and I've called it out. The whole shit with Slim, how she was sitting there back and rolling with the Slim situation. Did not like that. Like I said here, did not like the spitting. The biting, I don't like the biting. Even though she gave a reason that I'm like, okay, well, on paper, it makes sense. It's still not the act of biting somebody. I'm never a fan of that. So that's that. And then them hands, like I said, them hands was disappointing me. But she's a beautiful girl. You can never take that away from her. But I'm glad Jayla's off the show so she can start living her life the way she should. Because being on the show, these women are going to keep trying to attack her, keep trying to ruin her face, as we all know. And yeah, that's all I got. Jasmine, a true baddie personified. Look at her. Just look at her. Just look at her. That's it. A true baddie personified. She handles her business. She don't start nothing with nobody. They bring it to her. She handles it. Whether she wins or loses, she's still going to get out there and defend herself. And I have nothing but respect for her for that. She's about her money. She gets her money. And she's a baddie. Y'all don't like her because y'all claim she's boring. I don't care. That's who I like. I like her. NooNoo came on, and NooNoo brought really good energy. I liked what NooNoo brought this season. I feel like we got to see Shamika Ford, not Antonio Brown's baby mama, which is what we saw last season. I enjoyed what NooNoo brought to the show. She was funny. She handled her business. Every fight she was in, she won, even when she was getting jumped. NooNoo was good, and I'm sad that she didn't get brought back for Africa. But then again, I'm not sad for it because you're better than that. You're better than that. Take that as a blessing in disguise, and I hope she's doing well. But we'll move on. Scotty got high. She got very high towards the end of this season. The reason why she's so high up is because of the end of the season. Scotty defended herself all season, but she really stood on business the back half of the season. She didn't let nobody play with her. Summer. She didn't let Summer play with her. Lex. She didn't let Lex play with her. Even though y'all will say, oh, well, she was scared of Lex. She didn't want to run that one-on-one. She still stepped up to Lex. She still stepped up to her. Regardless if she has security protecting her or whatnot, she still did it. You can't take away from that. Biggie would have went running, as we all know. Scotty's not going to let somebody just hit her in the face and not do nothing about it. She might not win the fight, but at least she'll defend herself. And not only that, she didn't let Natalie punk her. She got up in Natalie's face and was giving Natalie the business on that episode at the dinner. Had some pretty funny moments. And Scotty defended herself all the reunion. The entire reunion. She caught everything that she needed, and she handled herself. So Scotty got big baddie points for me this season. We're moving into Melanie Fox. Yes, she is this high. Even at one episode, even though she wasn't winning her fights, Mel is a baddie. Look at her. She's a beautiful girl. She knows how to dress. She comes on here, and she always entertains me. She does. Granted, she left that reunion, and people want to say it was pussy of her to leave. I think it was smart. She listened to her gut. You never should not listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you you're in a bad situation, especially on a show like this, where it's nothing but a bunch of negative energy, listen to your gut. And that's what she did. People want to call her punk for not fighting at that reunion and leaving, even though she did bring up a lot of that upon herself, egging it on throughout the rest of the season, even though she was justified in feeling the way that she felt whenever this was airing, or not airing, when this was filming, when she went to fight Ivory and how everybody was against her and they didn't even know her. But she did egg it on. The fight, she was picking with people online, even though, like I said, they started with her, but she continued to kind of egg it on. But regardless, she got out of there, and it is what it is. But I love Mel. Yep, a lot of people going to be mad. They're going to be like, why is she on? She didn't even do anything all season. Well, guess what? I'm glad it's not your recap. I'm glad it's not your final report cards. If you have an issue with Tasiki being this high, go ahead and make your own. She's this high because she always gonna get her stock up at that reunion. Yes, she only fought 2 rounds, but guess what? Her fights were the best ones on the show. And it's because of what she's capable of doing. She is a true fighter. She wins me over every time she gets in that. She gets out there. Every time she does. She gives great form. I love to see it. I don't care what y'all say. I do. Period, point blank. That's it. But I think we're moving into the top 4 or 5 right now. 5th is Diamond the Body. Diamond the Body's entertaining. Simply put, she's entertaining. She's entertaining. She's entertaining. That's all I really got for her. Number 4, I think. Yeah, this is number 4. Anna Mac. Stock grew at this reunion, for real. Back half of the season, for real, but really at this reunion, Anna impressed me. She impressed me at this reunion. She did not lose any fight. And when I say lose any fight, her and Lex, I'm not even going to call her beating Lex, because she didn't beat Lex, but Lex didn't beat her ass. So that's a win to me, because Lex should have beat the shit out of her. But for her to even get in there and hang in there with Lex at the disadvantage that she was at when Lex came charging at her, you get points for me with that. You do. But Anna proved that she's a good friend. Even though I don't like her jumping and sneaking, at the end of the day, she proves that she's never going to let her friends get hurt. And that's just what it is. And I think that's all I have for her. But yeah, we're moving. And I don't know if y'all can tell. I don't really have too many thoughts because I'm over it. But Tommy Lee, Tom Brown, she's number 3. Every time she comes on the show, she leaves with the moment of the season. Like, you think of a season that she's on, you're probably going to remember something that she did. And it's probably going to be the one thing that sticks out to you the most. And it's funny considering the fact that she only came there for one night. She wasn't even there for a whole day. And her moment, in my opinion, is the moment of the season. She always comes in. She's a baddie. She's a baddie personified. Internally, externally, she puts that shit on. She has confidence that those of you that don't have wish you did have. And she gonna always be that girl. Y'all want to call me biased when it comes to Jayla? No, I'm biased when it comes to Tommy. Tommy can do no wrong with me, truthfully. Even though she did do what she did, I don't agree with it. But again, she can do no wrong. She can do no wrong. But we move to the top 2. The top 2 was the duo of the season, if you ask me. Number 2, which I'm shocked my number 1 is who my number 1 is, and we're going to get to it. I think that's the only one that I got the most thoughts for. But number 2, runner-up, is Paula, Pretty P. Pretty P grew on me, I don't want to say the entire season. The first half of the season, she grew on me. I wasn't a fan, but I grew into a fan. I love how she stands on business. I love how she defends herself. I love how good of a friend she is. I love how confident she is. She knows who she is. She knows what she possesses. She's confident in who she is. And you can never knock somebody for that. I love it. People want to call her Grandma P all day long. Make fun of her lips. Make fun of her teeth. Say she looks like her grandma. But guess what? At the end of the day, you can't knock her. Because she's still confident in who she is. And win, lose, or draw, she's going to get in that field and defend herself. She's always happy to do it. And I love her for that. But number 1, my MVP of this season, and I thought about it long and hard. I wanted to dislike this girl so bad all season. Y'all know, if you watch my recaps, I kept saying, I cannot like Ivory. I cannot like her after everything I've known her to be on Now That's TV. But I had to literally sit and think, okay, she's 21 years old. And I wouldn't do the things she did at 21, but that's not me. But with her being 21, she has a lot of room for grace. Like, she can show that she can grow. And what I saw from her this season was that she came on the show initially acting like the same Ivory that we knew her to be if you watch Now This TV. And I was like, ew, I'm not going to like her at all. But throughout the season, whether you say Lex, quote unquote, humbled her or not, regardless of the matter, Ivory showed layers. She, out of everybody this season, had a true transformation when it comes to who she was, who we knew her to be, and who she is now. I love how we got to see her build friendships, genuine ones. Her friendship with Paula and Jasmine, I love that. We got to see her standing up for people the way she stood up for Slim, even though she was a bully. And some people will argue that she still is, but from what I've seen this season, she stood against bullying. She stood up to Rolly when Rolly was sitting there trying to act like Slim deserved to be bullied, and she was one of those voices that was like, hell no, she don't deserve that shit. And she stood in it and went up against Rolly when it came to that, whenever they were sitting there talking about it. That is what I like to see. I like somebody that knows what they possess and actually uses it to their advantage in a time of good. And then she was funny too. We got to see her personality. We got to see her just being a wholesome person. And then her defense at that reunion, baby. She was the star of the reunion. If you ask me, it was her reunion. She, in my opinion, did not lose any fights. Did not. She had so many funny moments. Her going over there and tripping Summer, rightfully so, because Summer jumped in everybody's fights, including hers. That was hilarious. Her going up there and socking Dolly. That was hilarious to me. It's just funny. The whole situation was funny. She was entertaining. She had the best full season, if you ask me. And that's why, in my opinion, she is the baddie of Baddies Midwest. Cannot believe I was saying it. But it's what I feel. But that is it, y'all. That is my thoughts. That is my rankings. Y'all tell me what y'all's rankings are down below in the comments. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. Check out all the content. I don't just do baddies. I do a lot of other stuff. Check it out. See if you like something that I'm doing. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below, and I'll see y'all the next time. Peace.